Hey guys, Double R back in the garage this evening, and I'm looking at making this repair at the back window of the Camaro, and been measuring the trim studs that are welded into the quarter panel, and just trying to figure out an exact measurement of those for when I go to put on the new quarter. I'll have a reference, and just wanted to get that done before I start trying to cut any metal off the car. Let's take a look at the car. These trim studs here, these are the ones I'm talking about, and I got 3 of them per side, and I've made my reference marks on a piece of paper here where they all go, and I've also took a dial caliper and measured how far deep they go, so I'll have a reference when I go to put the new quarters on. I got to looking. I've got several of these types of clips, and I believe these are the ones that go for this car. I've got to find out for sure, because I've got to looking, and I've got several styles here. Right there's a weird looking one. I don't know where that one came from. And then this row here is actually just a little bit smaller. So I've got to figure that out. But anyway, I've got me some notes and some measurements here. So that way when I go to, over here's the new quarters. And as you can see, they don't come with those studs. So same thing with the new door skins. This car's got the I forget the RPO code of it, but I think it's Z22 trim option, and it's got these studs on the door skin as well. So these got to be put on the new door skin. So but getting ready to cut this piece of metal out and just take a look and see how bad the rust is. And like I said, just want to get some measurements so I'll have a reference. So bring you guys back when we have some progress. All right, guys. A little fun with the air hammer. That is actually my favorite tool. I think I mentioned that. It's a snap-on eBay special. Used, I didn't buy it new. And I got a little $39 one that I bought at the auto store, and it might be okay for ball joints or something like that, but not for body work. There's a distinct difference on the high quality air hammers. This one, you got control of this thing. It's not controlling you. I mean, you can control it from just barely of a hit to I mean, you can really do some damage with this thing. There's always going to be a little bit of deforming with this tool, just a little bit. But if you can learn to roll your metal over the spot welds, it'll work. And it helps to, I grind the spot welds just a little bit. So I just love the sound of it. Let's take a look at the car. Right there's the rust we come in after. So, and you can see, now some of this was already deformed where they did the spot welds, but I kind of helped it a little bit. And you can see this metal, like I said, don't plan on saving nothing. I was going to try to save this piece, but I find it just, sometimes it's easier just to go ahead and get it out of the way, get your work done. But as you can see, what's happened is I've rolled it over the spot welds. Now this one here, I started getting a little, started to deform the metal a little bit, and it's close enough I can just grind it down, same thing. So I'll grind this down, I'll dolly this out, and I'm gonna make me a template up to here and try to come around here, and I'll probably weld it right in here, and then all this will be staying with the car here. So that's where we're at, and I'll bring you back when we have some more progress. That air hammer is a lot of fun. I noticed when I was cutting this piece off, I noticed I started having some plastic fly around. I just noticed some big chunks flying off of it. And a lot of my new subscribers, if you haven't seen some of the very first videos of this car, you probably think I'm cutting up a completely fine quarter panel, which I'm not. But just to show you with some of the stuff we're dealing with all over this whole car, this part that I just cut off the car, this was the window channel, and I was hoping I could just go ahead and pop it loose right here, but the spot welds was pretty tough, so I just went ahead and just, like I said, I wanted to save it, but it was just as easy just to zip through it and then get underneath my metal and push it up. But what I'm getting at here about the way this car was originally repaired, I don't know if you guys can, if the camera can pick this up, but what you have here is the original quarter right here, and then another piece of scabbed metal right over the old rusty metal, and welded in, and they just packed it full of filler. They actually did a pretty good job, because looking at the outside of the car, I did not know that was like that until I got it apart. But the whole car is done like that, and it's a shame, because these quarters could have probably originally been fixed. But just so you guys, just for any of my new subscribers, you can see it all throughout the whole quarter. This quarter is actually the worst. But you can just see, like, I don't want to get cut, but you can see that's what you got. And the other side, not as bad, but yeah, it's the same. Like I said, a lot of my new subscribers, they probably looking at this videos, the last couple videos, and probably saying, man, he's just chopping up to be chopping, but no, there's a reason behind it. So, and that's right there's case in point. Just new metal put over top of the rusty metal. You can actually see, sorry for spinning you guys around, but you can actually see where they done some welding right here. That's what worries me about the top of that car, because I think I showed you guys all on the top edge. I'm sure that's what you got right there. So I don't know, it's gonna be harder for me. Once somebody else has already messed with it, it's harder to get in there, and especially for me, just a hobbyist, and being that this is my first car that I'm restoring, it's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge for me than it would be a professional. If we have to, we'll put a top on it. So I hope I don't have to. But anyway, here's where we're at. Little hammer and dolly work. Got the edge looking pretty good there with a quarter lace. And then, like I was telling you, there's where our rust is. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. I'm gonna make me a template, cut it somewhere right in here, and I'm gonna make my splice right in here somewhere. And also what I'm gonna do, remember, you guys may remember, I was talking about, they kind of shortchanged me on this flange. So this also, I'll extend this metal over to here, and it'll give me a good place to make my plug welds, and it'll look just like it was there. I'm kind of wondering, I think this side's in a lot better shape. I may, before I weld this in, I may go ahead and just make just a little opening there just to examine, and we'll be moving forward. So bring you guys back when I have a little bit more progress on the car. Okay guys, I got the bad metal cut out here. Now here's the patch that I need to make. I'll try to make it a little extra long on this end, and then of course it's got to come over and about this area here. So then just have to take my time and test fit it with the poster board, and then we'll transfer it to metal. I got to figure out some way to get the epoxy off up under here. I don't know if I'll try to get in there with the Dremel tool, or I've been thinking about trying to get one of those belt sanders, one of those small ones. I don't really know how small they are, but the thing would be handy if I could get it up in there, and yeah, it might work real well for that. So, but that's what we got going on. I'm gonna do some cleaning here. I'm gonna clean up some of these bushings, and I don't know if I'll get into making that patch tonight. I might, but I'll bring you guys back when I have the patch ready to weld, and we'll burn it in and see how it goes. Okay guys, I've got my paper template here of how I'm gonna make this patch. Hard to do this and hold the camera at the same time, but kind of get the idea. And then I got to thinking, and this was the original part here of the package tray. It was beat up pretty bad with rust, and so I've got this one here to put in, and it's gonna need a little bit of persuasion. It's pretty close, but I'm probably gonna have to work on dollying the edges out to get it to follow the wheel well there a little bit better, because you can see there on the top, still got a pretty good little gap right in there that I need to close all that in. So it's, like I said, it's gonna need a little bit of massaging. And I've also got to looking, and I've got a few repairs here to make. A few little places there that I need to go ahead and fix. So probably what I'm going to do is start repairing those, and then work on getting this piece fitted and ready to go. And once I get that done, then I can come in here and I'll transfer this piece to metal and be able to weld it in. So, and I want to go ahead and test fit the package tray. Let's see. I think it's in this car. Right there it is. So I want to go ahead and test fit that one more time when I put this package tray extension piece in. So that's where I'm at on the project right now. So I want to thank all my new subscribers, and I want to thank everybody that watches the channel and comments. I enjoy reading the comments, and it's probably going to be a week or so before I get a chance to get back onto the car. So, but when I get back to working on the car, I'll be back with the progress update. Thank you guys.